How are you?
Very good.
So you got this opportunity last year too to be acting head coach for a preseason game. I'm curious if you came away with any learning ops from last year that you're looking to apply this week.
Yes, I think anytime you get an opportunity to be able to lead at the highest level, especially in the organization, make sure you learn, make sure you want to do better the second time. I think for me, it's just always being aware of any type of situational plays that can come up, whether it's in the half in the game. And then more than anything, we had a couple of penalties last night that we were just trying to clean up the defensive side of the field. So that's just something in the head coaching role that I'm trying to communicate through all three phases of the game.
Has it helped you with the bigger picture of what it would be like for the team?
No question. You can only imagine what it's like to actually go through this process, but to actually get a due diligence to be able to go through it. I mean, in life, you're providing platforms and you're providing opportunities, and I couldn't be more thankful to be able to do this with the team that gave me my first opportunity as a position coach, which is now giving me my first opportunity to be able to do the head coach role. So it's That's a good. Can you re-ask that question? I'll make sure I heard you correctly. Being able to coach all 22. Coach McVay really gives me an opportunity to really impact on both the offensive and defensive side of the field. I've always kind of done that since I've been here, but I think now being assistant head coach, you're able to actually get in deep and develop the relationships with a lot of the younger players as well as the veterans. And sometimes you see me in practice roaming around, and I thank Coach all the time for the opportunity to be able to do that. He says it's been earned, which I'm very, very thankful for. But anytime you can see the game from offense and defense, and then my role is to try to be more involved in special teams as well, because I know when sitting in that role, everyone's looking at you to lead in the best manner possible.
We've seen you on the offensive sidelines during some of the scrimmages and stuff at practice. Like, what are you trying to accomplish in those periods when you're over on that side of it?
Great question. Two things. One, defensively, a lot of times when you go with the obscure or reverse approach, you can actually see the eyes of the defensive players. And sometimes when maybe they're not learning at a certain rate or executing at a certain rate, as a teacher, it's up to you to figure out why. And sometimes when you stand behind the offense, you can actually see the eye discipline and the progression of the players, which allows me to be a little bit more impactful in my coaching progression. And then on the flip side, offensively, I think it's allowing me to take the relationships that I really spend time with off the field to really grow on the field. I think anytime you see a defensive coach celebrating with an offensive player, it just really overemphasizes the approach of we here in the Los Angeles Rams.
Emmanuel Farnes credited you as one of the first coaches to kind of change his story in terms of his NFL career. Can you talk about his development and your relationship with him?
Yeah, that's awesome. Thank you for saying that. I did not know Mr. Forbes said that. It's our job as a teacher and a coach to help elevate our talent. It's our job to get the most out of our talent. And I learned very quickly being here with Mr. Forbes that he was a phenomenal talent that I don't know if it previously had ever been asked to do more. Make his game more of a technical game than just pure an athletic game. And I think as a cerebral football player that he is, I think he really appreciates and enjoys the challenge and understands that I'm attacking him on a technical approach and not a physiological approach.
Seems like you have a lot of guys in your room right now competing for 1 or 2 roster spots. A lot of guys who played a lot of football. What is your viewpoint of what's going on in your room right now, the competition?
In this league, it's tough because sometimes you have to say goodbye to very good players. The cool thing about this entire defensive back room is they've done a really good job of embracing the talent and embracing the competition. In the NFL, the elephant in the room is the competition, and that's okay. I think iron sharpens iron. I think competition brings the greatest of us all, and when you can embrace that and enjoy being in the present, I think you get the most out of yourself and out of your teammates, and that's what you're seeing a lot in my room. Very, very proud that these young men are going out there and exemplifying that. Not only with the way they speak, but the way they carry themselves on the field. They're enjoying competing with each other.
As you guys get closer to start of the season, cut down day, what does that look like from a coaching perspective, working with Sean and trying to put that roster together?
Yeah, I honestly, for here, it goes all the way up until the clock strikes 0. I think some organizations, they kind of have an idea of how the roster is going to shake out. I heard Sean say it a couple days ago at his press conference. It's really those last 4 or 5 spots is really gets really sticky. And it's not always easy. It's not an exact science, but history has proven that the way we try to do things here with the Rams is a top-down approach. And I think we've done a really good job of kind of highlighting those kids. So trying to take that same perspective, embracing the competition, and just making sure we're vocal to those guys that are in that spot. Hey, this is what we want to see from you in order to succeed. I think a lot of times in professional football, guys are competitive, but they don't really know how they're being evaluated. And that's what we try to do, to try to help those guys to make sure that they get past that threshold to be competitive and make a team.
What is it?
Someone that's where your feet planted, put someone present. But when you're in a league like this and you're as you have, what do you take away from it and how different is that?
I'm a big believer that preparation and opportunity meet, they take care of themselves. Sometimes that equals to be luck. I've prepared for this moment for quite some time. Very thankful again for the opportunity. Coach Sean knows that my end goal is one day to be at this podium like himself. So when you have that perspective and you know what you want to do and you know how to do it, then it allows you to do your work. I think sometimes when opportunities like this catch people off guard, they try to do too much instead of being themselves. And this organization has allowed me to have the opportunity to be my best self, to represent this organization as best as I could, and hopefully get a come off this thing with a great W for our fan base.
Do you have an update on Matthew?
No update on Matthew, but what I would tell you is it's very tough for not only him and for the organization, but what I would say is that he is trying his best. We have an unbelievable performance staff. We have great communication through and through, and I think you will see the best, and this thing will come out in the right spot.
Do you notice, like you said, iron sharpens iron? He's a pretty sharp iron on one side. Do you notice when he's not there?
No question. I mean, I think it's impossible for me to say that when elite players aren't on the football field that you don't notice that they're missing. But I think what Les and our staff have done a really good job of this team is really building foundational pieces, having a good baseline, so we have those people that can help us implement until those players come back. And that's one thing I'm really proud of looking at the roster what we have, different than when I first came back 3 years ago. We're not bad from top down. We fill in some spots, but we have some really good depth, and that's what we're leaning on. We're leaning on our process right now. I think that's something that's going to help us.
What are your thoughts on the job Jimmy Garoppolo has done in Stafford's absence?
Yeah, just in lieu of the conversation that we just had, it's phenomenal. I mean, you have a Super Bowl contending quarterback like Jimmy Garoppolo, who we both played against, and now we have to deal with him in practice. And I'm really impressed more than anything of our offensive staff, really catering the offense to what Jimmy can do very well, while still understanding that this is Matthew's team as we continue to move forward.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.